God bless. This is Pastor Stephen J. of Faithworks Church, located in Apopka, Florida, in Apopka Elementary School, every Sunday at 10:15 a.m. And if you're in Apopka, Florida, Central Florida area, and you're in the Apopka area, come join us tomorrow morning at 10:15 in the school cafeteria, for we're looking for a high time in the Lord. I'm going to talk about what last week's message and tomorrow's message. Last week's message was titled, Don't Believe the Hype. Yeah, that's what it was. And what's funny, it's a Public Enemy song. It's funny because last Wednesday or Thursday morning, I guess, 1 o'clock in the morning, that's what I heard the Lord say, don't believe the hype. And the hype is the acronym. It's standing for hindering your progress elevation, hindering your progress enrichment, hindering your progress extension. So don't believe the hype. When fear and doubt says that you can't, that you're just like your father, that you'll never amount to anything, that you can't do this, you can't do that, don't believe the hype. Because if you believe the hype, it's going to hinder your forward. It's going to hinder your progression, elevation. You're trying to grow in God, you're trying to do this, you're trying to grow higher in God, or you're trying to start that business, you're trying to start that ministry, but it's not taking off like you thought it would be. There's been some sidestep, missteps, there have been a lot of potholes and things that have been challenging. And then it seems like the voices that are saying to quit and to give up, to throw in the towel, is louder than there ever been before. But God is saying, don't believe the hype. And I encourage you to continue to press on, to continue to move forward, to continue to allow God to be your strength, allow God to guide, lead and guide you into the way that He would have you to go. Don't fall for the hype. Tell the enemy and put the enemy in its place. When the enemy, Jesus allowed the enemy to speak, but when He said bow down and worship, now let's end this conversation right here. Get behind me. Get behind me. Put Him in His place and speak the word of God over you. Speak the promises of God that God has spoken over yourself, and continue to speak those very things. On tomorrow, the message is, why not? Simply, why not? And I was watching, well, matter of fact, it was a clip on Facebook that I saw. It was a girl, a woman. Her name is Dr. Hadia Nicole Green. And she designed this non-medical laser technology to kill cancer cells. And her testimony is very interesting. It's a powerful testimony. Her aunt was diagnosed with cancer, and she said that her aunt said she didn't want to go to chemotherapy. She didn't want to get radiation because you know what that is. And I believe 3 months later, her aunt passed away. Then her uncle, he got cancer as well. And he said that he was going to go through the treatment. And she said during the treatment, she saw how the radiation and the chemotherapy, how his fingernails turned black, how he got really sick, how he lost 125 pounds, or he dropped down to 125 pounds, so he lost a lot of weight. And she said that his skin was a rich chocolate brown, how now it just looked like it was burnt in an oven. And she said that she's a research scientist, and she said her research was to develop a technology to better way to deliver internet and cable television. And then she said she thought, well, if they can see a dime from space and tell you if it's heads or tails, why can't they cure cancer? So she said, why not? And she said that if there's a room full of phones in a room, and you dial a specific number and not only that one phone rings, why not? And her approach was to develop found this non-medicinal way of pinpointing cancer. And so she developed these lasers and nanotechnology where they pinpoint, and she tested this on like mice, and she showed where she targeted this cancerous cells in mice, and after I think 14 days the tumor has shrunk. And she said she went to her professor and showed her professor, and a professor told her that no one is going to fund a non-drug clinical trial for cancer. So she went back to the drawing board. Sorry, I had to pay the toll. So her professor told her that, no one's going to do this. So she went back to the drawing board. And still with the same technology, she used like current treatment, like some type of pill, or use antibodies. I'm saying it wrong, but she started using this new drug with this technology, and she basically cut the time, according to her, way over in half, and it's very effective without any of the side effects of chemotherapy. And we know that, I believe at least, that the cure for cancer was discovered years ago. Think about it. Back in the early 1900s, 1800s, all these diseases, polio and stuff came out, and it affected the world and the country, and they found cures for them, but yet they still can't find cures for HIV and AIDS and cancer, all these other kind of stuff, and the reason that is because the drug companies don't find big business in cures. Okay, you cure everybody, then I'm out of business because everybody's cured. But if I can maintain it and just keep you alive to the point where you have to keep coming back, then I'm going to do that. And she's looking for like $30 million. She needs $30 million to funding. I tweeted a message to Steve Harvey and Bishop Jakes and say, hey, y'all need to get this lady on y'all show to get the word out, because I think what she's doing is phenomenal, and that it's a non-invasive medical procedure. And she was thinking out of the box, and her thing of why not? When people saying you can't do that, you need drugs to treat cancer, and she says why not? You can't do that. Why not? No one really, because it hasn't been done before. Why not? And something she said that who knows that it was for me to do it, and it kind of reminded me of Esther, when Esther said that for such a time as this, and if I perish, I perish, I'm going to see the king. And the law said you can't go before the king unless he called you. And Esther, in essence, said, why not? If I perish, I'm perish, but I got to do this. And it kind of like coincides with last week's message about don't believe the hype. What is it that you want to do? What's stopping you from doing it? Why not? Why can't you do it? When David went up against Goliath, his brother was like, "You're down here because you're conceited." And David said, and he said, "Go back home." And he was like, "You're just being nosy." And he was like, "Why not? Why not go out here and defeat him? Everybody else is scared. Why not me?" So after you say why not, then the question is, why not me? What's stopping you from doing it? Write down your dreams, your desires. I'm going to preach this message. So, you know what? If you're in Apopka, Florida, come join us tomorrow at 10:15 a.m. in the Apopka Elementary School. It is on the school. It's on the corner of Vic Road and Old Dixie Highway. If you're coming off of 429, you're going to get on 451, head straight across Orange Blossom Trail, and the next light after Orange Blossom Trail is Old Dixie Highway. You'll see Apopka Elementary School on the corner. I would love to see you, love to meet you. God bless. This is Pastor Stephen J. See you tomorrow.